chicken stock. What have they done? Chicken stock in carbonara? No! Why the parsley? Hi and welcome to Vincenzo's Plate. Today is going to be fun. I'm going to watch and react to 5 popular video recipes on YouTube. The video recipes are about carbonara. Oh my god, it's going to be fun. So, the first video we are going to watch is a video from Tasty. That's a page I don't really love, so that's my first reaction. And it's called Pasta Carbonara. Can you cook these right? Let's watch it and let's see.
Hi, my name is Ryan.
Looks like a nice guy.
I am going to try and cook carbonara pasta.
And I'm Claire, and I'm going to teach you how to cook carbonara. I want to make sure there's a good amount of water in your pot as well. So now that the pasta is just softening up in the water, it's just enough that I can start moving it around and ensure. Even though the pancetta has a lot of fat that's going to render out, you still want to use a little bit of olive oil.
She's saying you have to use olive oil, extra virgin olive oil for the guanciale or pancetta. Yes, I do that too sometimes because if you don't have too much fat on your pancetta or guanciale, big cheek, you might need a little bit of oil. But in Italy they don't do it because the guanciale in Rome is just perfect and full of fat, and the fat creates the oil that you want.
Parmesan is from a cow's milk cheese, so it's going to be a little bit more subtle than the Pecorino Romano.
Yeah, sorry my friend, if you want to do it right, you don't use Parmigiano. You need the rich, salty flavor of the Pecorino cheese. There's no other cheese you can use.
That's why we're going to use 2 different ones, because the Pecorino is going to be a little bit tangier, and I'm pretty much going to go half and half for this.
Okay, she's going half and half. Okay, that's acceptable. Half Pecorino, half Parmigiano. Yeah.
I'm going to put some egg yolks in here, as well as a few eggs. And to the eggs, so some recipes have garlic, some don't. So what I like to do is just kind of meet it in the middle. And what I'll do is just kind of place the garlic clove under my palm.
Garlic is a no for carbonara. Carbonara is just eggs, pecorino, pepper, and guanciale or pancetta. Guanciale or pancetta are full of flavors, and trust me, you don't need any garlic.
I mean, how badly can I actually mess this up? We're both using the same ingredients.
This guy's good, I like him.
I'm gonna put this in, and I'm just gonna, wait a minute, this can't be right. This cannot be right. I was told not to scroll. You know what'll fix this? Is this cheese right here.
He's trying to fix it, he's doing a good job.
You gave me 2 eggs, what else
Very
am I
creative. Okay, she managed to
So
cook.
it's definitely al dente, which is good. It still has a little bit of bite to it, and that's actually perfect. So if it's already totally cooked all the way now, it's going to be overcooked by the time you finish your sauce.
She didn't show us the most important part, which is when you switch off the stove, you put the pasta in there, and then you straight away put the water and the cheese. Well, the reason why it's important is because if you leave the cooktop on, you're going to create a scrambled egg.
So at this point, I think I'm ready to add my egg mixture. And you want to do this pretty quickly. So what you're going to do is kind of move the pot as you add this. Want a little bit of green at this point, you could put in a little bit of parsley here. And that is spaghetti carbonara.
There's no for parsley. I want to see the creamy carbonara. That's what is going to decorate our pasta, together with the guanciale or pancetta. You don't need any greens.
I'm into this. It's very good.
You see, it doesn't
Now
look
your
creamy.
next date, you'll know.
Very dry, my friend.
Right. Oh, yes.
You want the carbonara to be creamy. Okay, now we're going to watch one of the most famous cooks on YouTube, which is Binging with Babish. Really love this channel, great videos. Let's see if we can do the carbonara.
Alright, so before we can make carbonara, we've got to make carbonara, which by definition is made with guanciale, a type of pork jowl. It is very delicious, but a little hard to find, so if you can't find it, you can sub with pancetta if you're in a pinch.
I have to say that guanciale doesn't look right. Guanciale should look more like pancetta with a little bit more fat. Okay, so that looks more like ham.
Into a medium bowl or measuring cup goes 3 large eggs and 1 egg yolk for a little added richness.
Great. I love this. You use the entire eggs and then you put the extra egg yolk for richness. Well said.
The only other thing you're going to want to add is a whole lot of freshly ground black pepper. We're not adding any salt yet because guanciale can vary in saltiness and we don't want to oversalt our dish. As soon as the pasta is done, we're dumping it directly into the saute pan with the guanciale. Well, you want to work quickly here because the only thing that's going to cook our egg slurry and make it smooth and creamy is the residual heat from the pasta.
Ooh, okay, it didn't switch off the cooktop. It is extremely important at this point you switch off the cooktop. Otherwise, there is a high percentage that you're going to create scrambled egg pasta.
We're going to taste for seasoning. Mine needs a little bit of salt. Then you can optionally toss the pasta.
You just added salt. I don't think you need to add salt. Guanciale is salty, the pasta is salty, pecorino and parmigiano is salty. You don't need salt at the end.
And finally, it's time to plate up. I like to use a carving fork to twirl the pasta into a giant cylinder like this one.
I've never seen using a carving fork. I like it. I'm gonna do it.
There you have it, folks. I'm gonna say it one last time, carbonara. And at this point, I'm gonna ask all Italians to leave the room because it's time to make carbonara.
It looks good. I really enjoyed it. Just a couple of things you need to change, but no, it's pretty good. I'm not gonna watch the modern carbonara. Here we go. We have tasty again. Parsley. Olive oil, okay. Bacon, no. Guanciale or pancetta. Just different flavors. You can do it, of course, but it's just different. Here we're talking about authentic carbonara, okay? Garlic, no, garlic, look at that, looks burned. You don't want garlic, chicken stock. What have they done? Chicken stock in carbonara. I'm speechless. Heavy cream. Okay, do you know why chefs have started using cream many years ago? Because by the time it goes from the kitchen to the table, and then the people talk on the table, it might take maybe 5 minutes for the person to eat it. The carbonara will get stuck together. And at the same time, I believe not many people know how to do the right carbonara, just using eggs. So that's the reason why they use cream, because it doesn't stuck, the pasta doesn't get stuck together. But if you're making carbonara, you have to use eggs. And to prove to yourself, to your friend, to your partner that you are a good cook, you use eggs and you create cream with the eggs. No, why the parsley? Everything is wrong. Maybe the only thing I can accept in this video is parsley, nothing else. Okay, now we're watching a popular recipe from Guga Foods, and they are making Wagyu black truffle carbonara. It sounds really good. Let's watch it.
This is black truffle. Unlike the canned stuff, black fresh truffle is completely different. I've had the canned stuff before, but nothing compared to the real deal. You're eating Wagyu, it has already a tremendous amount of fat, so always save the extra.
So this guy is using the Wagyu fat to replace the guanciale and the pancetta. This sounds very interesting.
For my pasta, this is the one. I got this one straight from Italy, and as you can see, it has black truffles infused into the pasta. If you are unable to find this one, I recommend you using any pasta you like, as long as it has a rough texture. If the pasta is smooth, it won't catch the sauce.
Yes, if the pasta is smooth, it won't catch the sauce. Well said.
Since I'm going all out, I'm not going to be using regular cheese. This is the real deal. It is Parmigiano Reggiano from Italy.
Guga, I really like you. You're a good guy, and I really like what you say, and you cook well. But pecorino, in this case, I always go for pecorino, but especially now that you have Wagyu, which is very delicate, you want a rich cheese, and the pecorino is what you want. That's to give you the nice contrast. Pecorino, salty and rich. Parmigiano is a bit too delicate, I think, and Wagyu is also delicate, so both cheeses and Wagyu are delicate. Put the pecorino on top, trust me.
For my carbonara sauce, it is pretty straightforward. Start with 3 egg yolks, beat them fine, then added my cheese.
Okay, he's a chef who likes to use egg yolks. I believe To keep it traditional, in my recipe I always do carbonara with the entire egg, because in the old days nothing was going to waste, and the original recipe used the entire egg. But lots of chefs today, lots of modern chefs, they tell you to use egg yolk. So he's not doing anything wrong, he's choosing to use egg yolk. I like to use the whole egg.
If you've never made carbonara sauce, the trick is to boil your pasta. Once that's done, drain it but reserve a little bit of the pasta water. In a saute pan, you would throw the pasta in, then
Well said, this guy is so good.
sauce that was just made, and throw in the pasta water until you get the consistency you're happy with. The biggest tip I'm going to give you is to keep mixing so you can emulsify everything together into a sauce. Keep in mind that you can always add more water, but you can never take it out.
What's gonna happen now? The meat looks fantastic. Good creation, I really like the creation. Truffle is perfect, everything is perfect.
We have our beautiful pasta here. What do you think, Angel?
Well, it looks crazy.
It does look crazy. It looks good, but I have to say I will use the same pasta, same cheese is okay. The truffle, oh my god, beautiful creation. Just the meat, I don't think it will give you the right carbonara flavor. I will just stick to the guanciale or pancetta again. I find the meat a bit too soft, which is not gonna give you the same texture of bacon, pancetta or guanciale. And I think bacon is much better that way. So I think I can use Wagyu for bolognese, for any type of sauce, maybe a nice red sauce to go with it. But the way it is, it looks a bit too dry to me. But the guy said it, it's a Wagyu black truffle carbonara. It's a wow pasta, and it is a wow pasta. Well done, Guga. I'm gonna try it, and I'm gonna try and make it perfect. We had 5 different versions of carbonara. The tasty ones didn't like it. The basic with Babish was pretty good, not perfect. The Wagyu carbonara with the truffle, ooh, that's something I really want to try. Maybe without the Wagyu, or maybe just use the Wagyu fat. And Antonio is just beautiful to watch. So if you want to watch a recipe, just watch Antonio, because he does the perfection, he does it perfect. Or you can just come and watch my video on Vincenzo's plate. I'll show you to make my carbonara, approved by Romans. So thank you for watching this episode. We will see you in the next Vincenzo's plate video recipe. E ora si mangia. Oh, e ora we don't have food. Vincenzo's plate.